This video is partnered by Mint Mobile. Hey guys, before we dive into the video, there's something special I want to share with you. Like many of you, I've been trying to cut back on expenses lately, but let's be real. It's tough when you got things to do and you don't want to give them up. But sometimes you have to make those sacrifices to pay your phone bill and satisfy the big tech companies. That was until I discovered Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless services starting as low as $15 a month. With Mint Mobile, you can get high-speed data plus unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. The best part? You get to keep your phone and even the phone number. Now, if you do want to purchase your own phone, they do have phones available on the website, which you can get through the link. The internet service is reliably fast. It's so seamless, I put it up there with any other network on the market. Now, some of you might think switching to a new service is a hassle. Let me reassure you, this is only going to take you 15 minutes to set up. You could literally do it right now from your phone, no need to leave your house or contact anybody. And if your device does not support eSIM, then Mint Mobile will personally ship you a physical SIM card. So if you're like me and you want to save a little bit of money without sacrificing anything, use the link trymintmobile.com/justAlex and start your wireless plan today as low as $15 a month. Don't lose out on this opportunity. Start saving money by switching to Mint Mobile today.
Another water in the night. Let me paint the view, color the town with my light. For every moment shared with you, night and in the day, you're never fully gone, going to be back again until the coming of the dawn.
Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is your WWE Money in the Bank 2024 preview and predictions. Also, your Smackdown review for July 5th of 2024. And one last thing, we'll also be quickly talking about the WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary that was released. It was released on YouTube. It was released on Peacock. I did get to see it. I think it was last night. Either it was this morning or last night, but I did get a chance to quickly watch it. And I have some things to say about it. As you have probably seen, it had a negative reaction on Twitter or social media overall, based off of some things The Rock said during that documentary. And I will have my take on things, but overall, we are here to talk about Money in the Bank live tomorrow at Toronto. I think the same building they had tonight for Smackdown, the ScotiaBank Arena, right? ScotiaBank Arena. I believe that's the same building that's going to be hosting Money in the Bank tomorrow. So we're going to be once again, back-to-back in Toronto, and I am excited for the event, because anytime you go to Canada, anytime you go to a country outside of the United States, the crowd is almost guaranteed to be hot, to be energetic, to be awesome. And the card is stacked, so I'm going to have my predictions for you. But before we get to any of that, I do want to go ahead and quickly, and I mean quickly, give my thoughts about Let's Smack It Down live in Toronto. They sold out, packed out the ScotiaBank Arena. 16,000. No, I think it's actually 17,000. Somewhere between 16 and 17,000 were live in this lovely, lovely building that seats around 20,000, maybe 19,000. Basically, they packed it out. Big crowd. They were loud all night. And I thought the show they got was a great show. As I've been saying before, Raw and SmackDown have turned it up. They have turned it up ever since the build to SummerSlam began. And we got past Clash at the Castle. We have completely moved through, escaped the lull after WrestleMania. We passed it up and we've begun the build, the excitement for SummerSlam. And right now, WWE is as hot as it was, might be just a little bit hotter in the build to WrestleMania. And tonight was a great indication of that. So, I'm not going to go in order, just kind of give my thoughts about what I saw. I love the ending package with Solo Sikoa holding those, I don't know what they're called again, but the tribal beads that Roman Reigns wears around his neck. Essentially saying that he is now the head of the table because Roman Reigns failed to beat Cody Rhodes. And Solo Sikoa will do what Roman can't. He wants to beat Cody Rhodes, and he'll do it with the power of the bloodline by his side. Love the Mafia boss look. He's really rocking that. And hopefully, we do get something from this. I am looking forward to seeing where all this goes. I'm not going to make too much of a prediction when it comes to SummerSlam, but I will say this. If you really, really want to establish Solo Sikoa as a monster heel, there's only one way to do it. Do I think they're going to do it? No. But if you have Solo, or you want Solo as your top heel, the guy has got to do something that people are going to hate him for. And you know what that something is. Will they go that route? Do they have the balls to go that route with Solo Sikoa? We'll have to see. We got plenty of time to tell that story. Congratulations to your new WWE Tag Team Champions DIY Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. This little feud has been building for, it feels like 2 months now, since the draft. We've been getting Gargano, Ciampa, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller feuding over these tag team championships. The whole story is Austin and Grayson have been showing cracks in their tag team. Grayson apparently feels like he's carrying this team, while Austin has been kind of going along for the ride, riding his coattails, as Grayson himself has said multiple times. But they were live in Toronto, the same place they won the NXT tag team titles in 2016 against the Revival. Would history repeat itself? Yes, history repeated itself, as you already know. Match was awesome. Love the callbacks. You had to have caught those callbacks to their match with FTR, the Revival. I don't remember what their names were in NXT, but it's Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. You know who I'm talking about. Actually, was it Dash and... Oh, man. Oh, what was the other name? Whatever. Match was a classic. This was an awesome match. Congratulations, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, tag team champs. One has to wonder, how long is this reign going to last? As history has shown you, anytime Ciampa and Gargano get a modicum of success, it doesn't last. At least when it comes to Johnny Gargano. That's just been his thing. Johnny wins the titles, but he doesn't hold them. That's just Johnny Gargano in a nutshell. But we'll see. We will definitely see where that one ends up. Kevin Owens revealed during his segment with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton that his mom was hospitalized this past Monday, and she is currently fighting for her life. We forget that although we're watching TV characters, these are real people that go through real struggles, that have heartache, that suffer pain, real life pain, emotionally, physically. And it's moments like this that make us go, man, sometimes we should appreciate what these guys sacrifice, women and men, to entertain us. So hopefully Kevin's mom makes it through whatever she's going through. No details on what she's suffering from. Not going to get into that. I just hope she gets better. But looking forward to their match. Can't wait to talk about it. We didn't have that many blackouts tonight. Thank God. There was one instance of a TV blackout. I don't know what it was for, but the censorship was kept to a minimum tonight, and it helped the show. I still wish the WWE would get the hell off of Fox, because I can't stand their asses. But I do appreciate that it was kept to a minimum at the very least. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair beat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, and then state their claims at the women's tag team titles. They want that rematch, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win the titles back. You would think, right? Bayley beats Piper Niven in a rematch because it was basically more about the women's Money in the Bank more than anything else. So there's that. I think the Street Profits beat the Pretty Boys, Deadly, Pretty Deadly, whatever you call them. And then the opening segment featured Yeet and L.A. Knight. Yeah. Had a Yeet versus Yeah off. I wonder what you cheered. What did you chant? Were you chanting Yeet or were you chanting Yeah or both? But all 6 members of the men's Money in the Bank match opened the show. That being Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, L.A. Knight. Yeah. Andrade El Idolo. And who was the last one? Oops. Who was that last guy that no one remembers? I'm gonna look it up. Let me just check the lineup really quickly. But yeah, it was a great match. I just kind of feel like it was a great match. It was a great segment. See, now I got my brain all mixed up because I'm trying to remember. Carmelo Hayes, him. Him! How did I forget about him? Carmelo Hayes. It was a great segment to open up the show. And basically that was it. It was just all hype tonight. It was just all hype to get you excited for what should honestly be a very, very fun pay-per-view tomorrow. So, if anything, tonight was just a teaser for hopefully one of their best shows all year. Because that men's Money in the Bank match is stacked. The women's is good too, but the men's is stacked. With all the stories leading into it as well, oh, you know that's going to be crazy. I think the main event, if I'm not mistaken, might end up being Cody's team versus the Bloodline. Although it really should be the World Heavyweight Championship, but I digress. We'll get into everything in just a second. Let's go ahead and do the plugs. Sponsorship, shout out, say hello to the people here in the live chat. And then, of course, we will get to the preview and predictions. And my thoughts on Behind the Curtain documentary. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also. Let me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on TikTok. But I am the techest of the talkist. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today. Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new lineup of t-shirts coming your way. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt along with other lovely shirts, including blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America for remix. For a limited time only. Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. And as you've seen before, ladies and gentlemen, we opened up the show with our partners. Quick shout out to Mint Mobile for partnering with me to give you a double dose of live reviews. So Mint Mobile will be partnering with this stream and tomorrow's stream, which is Money in the Bank, the review of Money in the Bank. If you are someone that's looking for a cheap but very, very high quality mobile plan, maybe you're paying a little bit over that $100 a month, and then you see those bills, they stack up, man. You might need yourself a leg up. I highly recommend you try out Mint Mobile. Because check this out. If you get on Mint Mobile, it puts you in a different kind of service. It's not like one of those services you get through SIM cards and stuff. It's a online web service that you can switch between your SIM regular service and then, of course, the Mint Mobile service. If that's something that you're interested in and you want something that's cheaper, accessible, trust me, you want Mint Mobile. Minty is here to help you out, man. I know y'all saw that Ryan Reynolds reel at the beginning. Trust me, I'm telling you right now, you don't want to make Ryan Reynolds upset. Get you Mint Mobile. Shout outs. Let's get to the shout outs here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here. Show some love to the Mod Squad. The moderators, Ultra. Shout out to Empire Star Heart. Elias, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Go. Khalil does everything. Highway dealing danger. And Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. One last plug. I just released the newest video on Excuse me, my mind just went blank for a second. Essentially, I released a video talking about WWE 10 years later. That's what it was called. WWE 10 years later, explaining WWE to my past self. The newest addition to that series. It's apparently a series now because apparently you guys love the first one so much, you want more. Well, guess what? If you want more, I'm gonna give you whatever you want, how much you want it. So, part 2 is out. You can watch it right now on YouTube. The shorts are going out daily. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, when time comes and I have enough to work with, I'll have a lot more, ladies and gentlemen, to definitely work on and give you more material on. Shoutouts. Let's get to the shoutouts, ladies and gentlemen. I see a lot of people here in the live chat. What I'm probably going to have to start doing, because YouTube is making it harder for people to catch these lives, because I noticed that lately people are having trouble realizing or figuring out that I'm live. So probably starting next week. I have to think about it, or when I get back from my vacation. All the live streams are going to go back to 15-minute countdowns, pre-shows, to allow people to catch the live stream, because a lot of people are telling me that, Alyx, I didn't even know you were live. And I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to go back to 15-minute countdowns to allow people to know and realize, oh shoot, he's live. And so they can join in on the live stream. So that's starting sometime either next week or after the vacation. But just letting you know right now what we gonna be doing. So hopefully we'll see how you guys feeling about that. Shoutouts, like I was saying. Joe Shipley, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Janelle, King of Miami, who gave me the yeah, yeet. McNeil99, who hasn't been here in a while. Don't worry, buddy, I haven't been live in a while. I haven't been doing a lot of lives. But we back. And hopefully we'll be keeping this up after my vacation. Debit, money. David Winnie Adams, Brandon Thomas, Anthony White. I also see Joseph Winters, Tony Lopez. Let me scroll down. YouTube member, Hightower. I also want to say hello to, let me see here. I want to make sure I don't skip anybody. Blazekin. Joe Arredondo. John Beal of the second. Pink Panther. It's you, Pink Panther. Angela Lockwood. Miss Angela Lockwood. Looks like Jacob replaced. She meant replace to Tangaloa. Yeah, they're going to have Jacob wrestle. They're not just going to not have him wrestle at this pay-per-view. He has to. And of course, JJ, who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog. And the last one's going to go to Harry Grace. Thank you all so much for being here. Harry Grace says, what's up, brother? What's good, my man? Good to have you all here. All right, let's not waste any more time. I do want to go ahead and get to my review or recap of the documentary featuring The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and of course, his journey to WrestleMania 40, all the drama that took place behind it, and all that jazz. So, in case you guys haven't seen it yet, the WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary is indeed live on YouTube and Peacock. You can watch it right now. It is an hour-long, easy, quick sit-through. They do a very good job of explaining the story of how we got to the point that we got to, and what was happening behind the scenes with Cody winning the Rumble, and then The Rock coming in and taking his spot. Everyone was upset about it. What was the reaction to that? How did we get back to Cody? Was that the plan all along? Or was it going to be Rock and Roman? And they were using this documentary to answer some questions. And for me, just to give you my overall thoughts on it, it was good. It didn't really reveal anything to me that I didn't already kind of know. I wasn't really that upset with The Rock coming back and replacing Cody to potentially fight Roman Reigns. I think I was the only one, like the minority of minorities, that thought Rock and Roman was the bigger match. I still think it's the bigger match. I think they would have and still could have done bigger business with Rock and Roman. And they will do bigger business with Rock and Roman when they actually do fight, whether it's at WrestleMania 41, hopefully, and not WrestleMania 42. But yeah, I thought what they gave us, it didn't really change my perspective on the whole thing. I just kind of feel like when it was all said and done, the drama that took place was unnecessary. When you really, really think about it, fans were upset that The Rock came back to take Cody's spot. And as the documentary perfectly explained, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns was the plan since October, I think. Triple H said that was the plan in October. But during that time, The Rock had come back due to the merger, or WWE selling, being sold to Endeavor, and then merging with TKO Group, UFC, blah, 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 blah. The Rock got invited by Ari Emanuel, who's the new boss. He's the new head honcho. And he made The Rock a member of the board, which then made him the actual boss, the final boss over WWE. Nick Khan and Triple H answered to The Rock. Huge. And we all know that this gave Rock rights to his name. He can now be called Dwayne The Rock Johnson and own all of his promos, footage, everything he wants to use on his social media is his to use. Now, I think everyone got a little worried for Cody around Royal Rumble. This is when they get into The Rock coming back. He did come back that one instance after he had that interview with Pat McAfee, appeared on Smackdown for a random segment, beat up Austin Theory. Great moment, by the way, but people got really nervous when he came back for day one and came face to face with Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. Love that segment, by the way. Still love it. Rock whooped his ass, and then he hit him with that line. Should The Rock sit at a booth? Should The Rock sit at a bar? Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? Big pop! And then after Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble, and I think they even said that night, before he won the Royal Rumble, that the plan was going to be Rock and Roman. So even though Cody was going to win the Royal Rumble, they let him know that night that they were going to go with Rock and Roman. And of course, that led to what happened that next Friday Night SmackDown, where Cody came face to face with Roman, and instead of challenging Roman for his belt, he told the world, this is not the right time. Not at WrestleMania. Because someone else wants to see you. The Rock comes out, big pop, shakes Cody's hand. We get the whole drama with him not being happy about it on his face. It showed on his face. But The Rock and Roman came face to face, and it was electric. The crowd was going nuts for it. Because everyone who had been wanting, dreaming, begging for this match for what felt like a decade. It felt like a decade. We were finally getting it. The ultimate payoff of the Bloodline storyline. Rock versus Roman Reigns. Everyone's been saying we've been building to Cody and Roman for 2 years. They've been building to Rock and Roman a lot longer than that. That's the truth. But then they get into what happened afterwards. There was a section of the fans online. And I love that they said a section. A small section of the fans online who did not like the fact that Cody got taken out of the WrestleMania main event. And then The Rock said in this documentary, this is what pissed fans off. This is why he was getting roasted online. The Rock said in the documentary that even though Roman and Rock would have drawn in a bigger audience, would have done bigger business, and even though the online fans wouldn't have really mattered, in his own words, he essentially said, we would have done good business anyways if we had barreled through. The Rock says, out of the kindness of his heart, he did not feel right alienating those fans. And so it was his decision that we keep Cody in the main event and then push off Rock and Roman to another year.
That's what The Rock said. Is that what happened? I don't know. Triple H didn't disagree. Triple H was like, yeah, that's how it went. What? I'm sorry, what do you want me to tell you? Did you guys think I was going to come up here and call The Rock a liar? Why would I call him a liar? Look at what happened at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes went to WrestleMania and beat Roman Reigns. Who's the boss? The Rock. The Rock could decide right here, right now, at any point in time, to take that belt off of Cody Rhodes in an instant. Because he's the boss. He didn't need to give Cody that moment at WrestleMania. Because he's the boss. But guess what happened? Cody went to WrestleMania and he won the title. Now, The Rock beat him on night one because you got to set up that match for the future. But ultimately, Cody got his moment. It wasn't Rock and Roman. It was Cody and Roman. So what do you want me to say? You want me to get mad at The Rock? Because, oh, he might not be telling the full truth. He could have spun the story. Okay. So what? Who do you think this is? Guys, I think you forgot who we're dealing with. When we talk about egos, when we talk about two men who are going to make sure they look the best no matter what, Triple H and The Rock are up there. They are up there with the Hulk Hogans. They are up there with the Stone Cold Steve Austins. They are up there with the Undertakers. They are up there with the Ric Flairs. They are up there with the Shawn Michaels. If you make them look bad, they will lose their shit. They are going to do whatever they can to protect themselves at all costs. So, are you surprised? Would you be surprised if this story was spun just a little bit to protect their image? Because at the end of the day, you can't just be mad at The Rock. If this was a coup, if you will, to take Cody out of the main event, you do realize that Triple H would also have to sign off on that shit too, right? So if you're gonna get mad at The Rock, be willing to be mad at Triple H too. I'm just saying. Don't be picking and choosing who to be mad at. That's what's kind of pissing me off here. It's all The Rock's fault. No, Triple H would sign off on it as well. Because at the end of the day, although The Rock is the boss, Triple H is head of creative. But I don't see anyone giving Triple H any kind of hell. It's The Rock's fault. I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to move on from it. Get over it. Let it go. Let it go, because Cody got his moment. He went to WrestleMania, he beat Roman Reigns, he has his moment. Get over it. He didn't take his spot. He essentially, in my opinion, made the build to WrestleMania 40 better than what it was going to be. Imagine what that build would have looked like without The Rock, without the final boss. Wouldn't have been that great, would it? Because CM Punk got injured, and Brock Lesnar got taken out. That build wasn't looking too good until The Rock came back, turned heel, and became the final boss. I'll be honest with you. I thought the ones that carried the build to WrestleMania 40 were not Cody and Roman. It was Seth Rollins and The Rock. Yep, I said it. The MVPs were The Rock and Seth Rollins. Y'all don't want to admit it? But guess what? That's what happened. The Rock has a big ego. Okay. Most of the top stars, most of the big legends in wrestling all have big egos. You know who also has a big ego? Cody Rhodes. You don't think Cody... Come on now. Y'all know good and hell well Cody has an ego. Is it as big as The Rock's? No. But your lover boy Cody Rhodes, be careful what you say to him. That boy's ego, it isn't the biggest ego I've seen, but he got an ego. Don't sit here and act like that Cody versus Roman was a bigger match than Rock versus Roman. You be lying to your face. If they really, really, really wanted to, They had every right to do Rock versus Roman. And it would have done bigger business. It would have done big ratings. It would have created a whole new branch of fans, grown the audience, and maybe, just maybe, have built to an even bigger moment for Cody Rhodes. Because Cody Rhodes was always going to be a WWE champion. But I guess to the fans, it had to happen at WrestleMania 40, and it did. And that's something I will give credit to The Rock and Triple H. When the fans cried, "We want Cody," they listened, and they played into it. And they gave them Cody. Good on them. Good on them for making the right decision and not pulling a Vince McMahon and barreling through. Because they could have. The Rock was in the position to barrel through. He didn't. He flipped, he pivoted, and said, "Here, you can have Cody." But what's funny about all this, and I'm seeing it in the live chat right now that Cody is champion, we haven't even gotten to SummerSlam yet. I'm seeing calls for him to turn heel. I'm seeing more discussions about Cody Rhodes turning heel now than I did. Honestly, I'm seeing this about as much as I saw when he was in AEW. Remember when he had that run in AEW and people were begging him, "Oh my God, please turn heel, Cody. These fans don't like you, they're gonna boo you. Just turn heel already." It's getting to those levels again. They're gonna have to do something to keep him as a babyface for as long as possible, which would probably require him to lose that belt to a Solo Sikoa and or a Rock. But I don't know. I just personally feel like, for me personally, Cody's run as a babyface champion wouldn't match up to him as a heel champion. I think a heel run would be just a completely different dimension of awesomeness. But that's just me. Now, the rest of the documentary was literally them recapping what happened. The Rock came back as the final boss, turned heel, had that run with Roman Reigns. They didn't talk about him teasing a heel turn or leaving him and stuff like that. They didn't do that. Or teasing a face turn, actually, on Roman Reigns. But they just basically did the whole, well, all right, he's teaming with Roman to take on Seth and Cody, and they're going to have that match on night one. If they win, then the match at the second night will be Bloodline Rules, and then you know what happens. They beat Cody and Seth on night one. Night two is Cody and Roman, and you have the Avengers come out to help Cody win the belt. The Avengers being Jey Uso, of course, Seth Rollins, and then John Cena, and then The Undertaker. No mention of Stone Cold Steve Austin. They didn't even bother mentioning him. Interesting. And then that was it. That was the documentary. Easy sit through, 1 hour. I enjoyed it. Again, it didn't really change my perspective on anything. How I felt going into the documentary is exactly how I felt coming out. Cody got a WrestleMania spot because of fans backlashing against this idea that Rock and Roman, or The Rock in particular, was stealing Cody Rhodes' spot. And looking back on it, I go, it was absolutely unnecessary, but congratulations. Cody got his moment. And I'm glad he did, because next year, The Rock and Roman Reigns can have WrestleMania 41. I don't want to hear y'all bitch anymore. Cody got his goddamn moment. Let Rock and Roman have theirs. Because when Roman comes back, I know you don't want to hear it. I know you Cody crybabies are going to lose your shit when it happens. Roman Reigns, when he comes back, due to this storyline with the bloodline, is going to usurp him as the top babyface. I'm going to say that again. I guarantee you, when Roman Reigns returns, he is going to usurp Cody Rhodes as the top babyface. It's not even going to be close. You would have to be blind not to see that coming. And I can't wait for it. Check out the documentary. It was a good watch. And if you saw it, give me your thoughts down below. And of course, in the live chat. Let's get to it. Money in the Bank. We're here to talk about Money in the Bank 2024 live in Toronto. Going into it, overall thoughts. I feel like this is a precursor to SummerSlam. And because of that, my excitement level is probably higher than it really should be. I've always felt Money in the Bank was like a top 4, top 5, big 4 pay-per-view. You know, it's Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Some might say Money in the Bank has replaced Survivor Series. I wouldn't say that. Survivor Series is always going to be a big 4 for me. But big 5, big 4, Money in the Bank always stands out as one of those shows you cannot miss because of the Money in the Bank briefcase. The winner gets a year-long contract to cash in a shot, to cash in for a shot at either world titles and apparently any championship now. Any championship can be cashed in for. All right, I'm cool with it. But this year, it's interesting because we have a lot of possibilities and a lot of stories that can play into Money in the Bank, which is why I'm very excited to watch it tomorrow. Let's not waste any time. Let's start things off with the women. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and everyone's favorite, Chelsea Green. Miss Chelsea Green. I am both intrigued, but also a little worried when it comes to this match. And here's why. When you think about all the other past Money in the Bank matches, there really wasn't that match where it was missing a top star. At least one big name was in there. A Bayley, a Sasha Banks, a Becky Lynch, a Charlotte Flair, or maybe even a Trish Stratus. You know, they had someone in there with star power. This is the first Money in the Bank women's match that didn't really have a big name in it. It's all fresh. I guess Io Sky. Io Sky? Maybe? I suppose, right? Maybe Io Sky's the big name, but let's just be real. Io Sky kinda has been slipping in terms of her character, and that's not her fault. That's due to the bad booking of Damage Control over the last few years, but other than Io Sky and maybe Naomi, there really isn't that big main event level women's wrestler in this match. Not Rhea Ripley, not Liv Morgan. Again, not Ronda Rousey. It's just all fresh mid-card women's faces, which is interesting, but also one of those things where I'm like, okay, is this match going to get a good reaction? Are fans going to care? We'll have to see. Chelsea Green got a big reaction, has been getting a big reaction lately, so maybe they'll be invested in her. I know they'll be invested in Tiffany, because it's Tiffany time. Naomi, depends. Lyra, Zoe, Io, it depends. Is the match going to be great? I think the match is going to be awesome. I expect all 6 women to tear it up. I have faith that they will come out of this match basically better than they did going in. Chelsea Green has been known to take some sick ladder bumps. Anytime she is in a match with a ladder, this woman kills herself. One way or another. Doesn't matter what company she's in. If you have a ladder in the same vicinity as Chelsea Green, she always does something she shouldn't be doing. So I think she might be taking one of the biggest bumps of the night. I don't think she'll win, but she'll do something memorable, for sure. Who do I think wins? My prediction for Mrs. Money in the Bank 2024 is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany time. They've already set her up to be the lackey of your next women's champion. That being, of course, Nyla Rose. Nia. Yeah, Nyla Rose. Surprise, bitch! Nah. Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax is going to beat Bayley. And then we'll have Tiffany and of course, Nia Jax being a pairing and Tiffany kind of following her behind, looking to cash in that briefcase here and there. Or maybe they'll have Tiffany cash in on Bayley after Nia Jax weakens her at SummerSlam. I don't know. We'll see what they do with that. I'm very curious to see how this plays into the men's Money in the Bank match. But I always say you need a heel Money in the Bank winner and then a babyface Money in the Bank winner. So for me, the heel Money in the Bank winner is going to come here. Although this might be the 1 year they have 2 heels. Because I do think we might end up seeing, and this is just my opinion, we might end up seeing a cash-in tonight. Or on this show, Money in the Bank. And I don't think it's going to be from Tiffany, if I'm picking her. But yes, I do think Tiffany Time walks out Mrs. Money in the Bank. Runner-up, if I had to pick a runner-up, I don't know. That's a good question. You know, I was going to go for Chelsea Green. Listen, my heart wants Chelsea Green. Because she would be perfect. Perfect as Mrs. Money in the Bank. Absolutely wonderful. She just hasn't been winning a lot. So, I guess, I want to go with Naomi too. I want to go with Naomi. It's just, again, like Chelsea Green, she hasn't been winning her matches. So I don't know about that one. Man, by default, I guess Io Sky. She wins it again and cashes it in on Bayley or whoever? Nah, that's too boring. Okay, for a runner-up for the hell of it, Naomi. So Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. And I picked Naomi because babyface. So there you go. Give me your thoughts. Who do you guys have winning Mrs. Money in the Bank? For me, Tiff and the Bank. Tiff time will be your new Mrs. Money in the Bank. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line when Sami Zayn defends his belt against Braun Breaker. This match is going to be match of the night. Calling it right now. The sleeper hit with a stack of a card that we have. I think this is going to steal the show for all the right reasons. I think Braun is a diamond in the rough. He is someone that is quickly connecting with the audience, as he should be. They kept that man on NXT for what felt like forever, 3 years. Finally called him up, and he's instantly connecting. Instantly getting over. He's a monster. He's fucking phenomenal. I love his work. A great mashup of his father, Rick Steiner, and Scott Steiner, with a little bit of that Goldberg magic in there as well. If it was up to me, he would run through Sami Zayn. Absolutely destroy him and become your new IC champ. That is not going to happen. As you've seen over the last, at least since the draft, 2 months, Braun Breaker has been having a Ken Shamrock kind of a streak, where he would lose by DQ, or his matches would not end in a clean fashion. And so I kind of think that's going to happen again. I can see him going too far and getting himself disqualified. I can see someone cashing in and screwing him over. Somehow, someway, either Sammy retains by DQ, or Braun Breaker gets knocked out or gets angry and does something to eliminate himself from the match, and Sammy keeps the belt. Because I think ultimately, somehow, someway, we're going to get back to Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. Somehow, someway. Don't know how, don't know when, but I do think that's the direction. But we'll see. I saw someone say that depending on when this match is happening, that could also play into the men's Money in the Bank match. So, if this match takes place after, if they open up with the men's Money in the Bank match, I think I'm going to go with Chad Gable, and then we'll see him cash in here on Sami Zayn. Although I don't think that's what's going to happen. I thought about that. I want that. That would be great. I don't think that's going to happen, though. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Chad Gable cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Sami and gets the belt. It would be nice. Really nice. But I don't see that happening. moving on. Men's Money in the Bank. Speaking of the men's Money in the Bank, we got L.A. Knight, yeah, versus him, Carmelo Hayes, versus Drew McIntyre, versus Jey Uso, versus Andrade El Idolo, and of course, Master Gable himself, Chad Gable. I'm proud to be an American and a big Chad Gable fan. Thank you! This is going to be a banger match. This is going to be chaos. This is going to be wild. Expect interferences. Someone said AJ Lee is going to interfere. I hope and pray to God you're right. It'll just be CM Punk probably. But yeah, AJ Lee should interfere and cost him. What a return that would be. That would be great. AJ pushes the ladder over with Drew on top. Oh, and then she prances around the ring, skips around the ring. Perfect. I love it. Chad Gable will most likely end up encountering the Wyatt family, or the Wyatt Six, if you will. So he's most likely not going to win, although he's my second runner-up, just so we're clear. Andrade is just there to take spots. Melo is just there to take spots. LA Knight will probably be screwed by Logan Paul, which leaves my original pick for Mr. Money in the Bank. And I went back and forth on this, because for a short period of time, I had Chad Gable winning it. Because I said, man, this is too perfect. You have him win the briefcase. And cash in on Sammy the same night. But then, I'm sorry, it just feels like this Wyatt 6 angle is permanent, and he's stuck in that. And until he gets out of that, I don't really see him doing anything else. So he's stuck with the Wyatt 6. They can still give it to him. We'll have to see. But I'm going to play it safe and say, your Mr. Money in the Bank is exactly who you thought it was going to be. One of the most over talents, if not the most over talent in wrestling today. Main event, Jey Uso is my pick. One babyface, one heel. I can see the heel cashing in very soon, like around SummerSlam, but I can see Jey Uso holding that briefcase for a long time. Now, who he cashes it in on? Probably the World Heavyweight Champion. I don't see him cashing it in on no Cody Rhodes or anybody. He's going to cash it in on the World Heavyweight Champion, as he should. But yeah, he will cash it in, and he will be successful. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, runner-up. See, I can see them giving the briefcase to Drew McIntyre just to have him lose or fail to cash in that very same night when CM Punk comes out. They could do that too. I don't know. We'll have to play that one by ear. We'll play that one by ear. Yeah, I'm going to stick to my original choice, Jey Uso. And runner-up would be Chad Gable. So we'll see. We'll definitely see what they do here. Let's talk about the Bloodline versus Team Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, of course, will be teaming with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens to take on Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. Match is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great, energetic 6-man tag. Wouldn't be surprised if they open up the show with it. I don't know if they'll be doing that. They might actually close the show with it. If they close the show with it, it's because they have a big angle waiting for you. I think the big angle is going to happen with my choice of the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll have to see what they do there. But no, I do not expect, this is just me, I do not expect this to main event the show. No matter where it is, this match is going to be awesome. I'm going to surprise you. I'm giving the win to Solo's group. I think the Bloodline needs to get this win here. I think Solo will pin Cody, and that will set up Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes for SummerSlam. Is that the match that should happen at SummerSlam when it comes to Cody Rhodes? Probably not. But we'll see, because I'm thinking, too, they could have Cody beat Solo. And if Cody beats Solo, that should be a good indication of who he's fighting for SummerSlam, because he's not going to fight Solo if he pins Solo, or they lose. I guess that would mean The Rock is coming back, and he'll be fighting Cody Rhodes instead. Although, I feel like if that was going to happen, he would have already been back. So we'll see. We'll have to see where this goes. I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to say Solo pins Cody Rhodes. The Bloodline gets their victory and then sets up a match between him and Cody at SummerSlam. And then maybe, we have The Rock return at SummerSlam. Although, if I'm going to have anybody return before at SummerSlam, it would be Roman Reigns. Roman coming back as a top babyface has to be the plan. Now imagine that. Someone's popping fireworks, apparently. I apologize for that. Was that fireworks? Hopefully, might have been something else, but we'll be okay. I heard that pop, right? But we'll see what happens. What was I saying? So, see, I got distracted because of that noise. Because sometimes when you hear that popping, you don't know what it could be. So, you just gotta be a little careful, y'all. But, yes, as I was saying, this will probably end up being the opening. And what a way to open the show by having Cody Rhodes lose to Solo Sikoa. What should be the main event, and what will most likely be the main event, is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest continues to want to prove himself as a world champion by taking on main event players. Do I see Damian Priest retaining the championship and getting himself a big victory, a much needed win over an established main event player? Or is Seth Rollins going to take back the title that is rightfully his, and Damian Priest will be kicked out of the Judgment Day? You know, it could go either way. I actually thought about Seth winning this belt and then him going on to fight Gunther at SummerSlam, which would be an awesome match, by the way. Maybe we can have Finn Balor interfere and cost Damian Priest a match, like Damian screwed over Finn Balor last year. Long-term storytelling. This is WWE. But then I thought about it as well, because this is my hang-up. If Seth loses this match, what does he do at SummerSlam? What story do you have for him at SummerSlam? If Damian Priest loses this match, there's already a story for him set up for SummerSlam. Easily a match between him and Finn Balor or whoever else, some member of the Judgment Day, because he's kicked out of the Judgment Day. So you can always go that route with him. With Seth, the only reason I can see him losing this match, and this is a big one, if it's to set up one of his biggest matches that you can do at SummerSlam. Imagine Seth is about to beat Damian Priest, and right before he can hit his curb stomp, someone hits the ring, the crowd goes crazy, it's Roman Reigns. Roman spears Seth out of his shoes, helps Damian Priest retain the belt, and we set up Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. See, here's my logic with that. Roman cannot and will not be able to move on from WrestleMania until he exorcises that demon that is Seth Rollins. He needs to exorcise that demon. He needs to put him out of his misery, because until he does, more than likely we will not, and I mean this, we will not be able to see him become a world champion again. So my prediction, if this is what's going to happen, I do see Damian Priest retaining that championship. And I do think he's going to get a little help from the Tribal Chief. And I think once Roman gets past Seth Rollins, then he can focus on the main event. Solo and Cody. But we'll see. We'll see. Even if, let's just say, somehow, some way, even if the plan is to not have Roman fight Seth, I don't see Damian Priest losing here. So we'll figure out what they're going to do. Damian Priest retains. He goes into SummerSlam to fight Gunther. Gunther! Who I see beating Damian Priest. Early spoiler warning. Whoever wins this match loses to Gunther at SummerSlam. So it doesn't really matter. Keep the bet on Damian Priest because he'll lose to Gunther. Any goddamn ways. But yeah, that is my predictions. Just to quickly go over them one more time. Damian Priest will somehow defeat Seth Rollins. Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline will beat Team Cody Rhodes. Main event Jey Uso will walk out as your Mr. Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn will retain his IC title due to DQ or interference somehow. And then, of course, Mrs. Money in the Bank will be Tiffy time. Tiffy in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my Money in the Bank preview and prediction. So give me your thoughts about that down below. I do appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed my live stream talking about multiple topics. But we're going to go ahead and close things out with some super chats and the live chat so I can get your thoughts on everything happening right now.
If Raw got TV deal and was used as development system, it would be better. I think that is what AEW needs Raw to be right now. Do argue or no?
I mean, I don't disagree. I think Ring of Honor is already kind of their developmental system. It's just not officially. That's just how I feel about it. But thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. All right, how are we feeling about Money in the Bank? What are your predictions? Also, how y'all feel about that documentary? And SmackDown too. How you feel about your new tag team champs? DIY. Win the belts. Love the callbacks to their match with FTR, the Revival. It was really, really nice. Really, really nice. Alright, let's see here. What y'all got here? Debbie Adams, Mr. Debbie Adams said, SummerSlam, baby! The way with Ciampa. Interesting name there. Now that Waller and Theory are no longer tag team champions, who will turn on each other first? Waller on Theory or Theory on Waller? Ciampa on Gargano. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Probably going to be Austin Theory turning babyface because he needs to. He needs something because he's lacking something. The Revival's names were Dash and Dawson. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. Thank you so much. I forgot what their names were. I appreciate that. Do I see KO getting the victory because of his mother in the hospital? Nah, unfortunately, I think that's probably the reason why the Bloodline is going to win even more. That's just how I feel about it. McIntyre burned everybody. I did remember him asking Jey Uso, how'd you get across the border anyways? How'd they let you over here anyways? DIYs. No, DUIs. We're the wrong ones. DUIs. Not do it yourself, but the other did something to himself. How about that? Yeah, apparently Jacob Fatu replaced Tangaloa, which is smart. They not like us. Dun 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 dun. They not like us. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Wah 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 wah. I'm gonna beat my stuff. Why are you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Try to suck a cord, and it's probably a minor. Okay, sorry. Let me see here. Ethan, Cody doesn't need to be in the main event all the time. If he has the hottest storyline, likely when he is heel, then he can main event with the title on the line. Yeah, we can. Like, Cody, to me, it's funny. Why did Cody feel more like a main event player on the chase than he does as a champion? Something to think about. The Solo Wolf. So how'd you feel about the WrestleMania documentary? I already talked about it. My friend. Go ahead and scroll back. Rewind back to when I did a complete section about that. But overall, thought it was good. I just kind of had my spiel about The Rock. Someone's telling me that Trish Stratus is going to be hosting the show. Oh, she is. I missed that. Actually, no. I think the mods were talking about that earlier. I completely forgot. Yeah, I just completely forgot. Sunset Jayden says, have no fear, for I am here. Well, Mr. Sunset Jayden, good to have you here. Let me see here. Do I want to make that your tagline, Sunset Jaden? Have no fear. Sunset Jaden is here. That doesn't work. That's cheesy as hell. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Let me see here. It's cheesy enough that I want to make it, though. We're not going to. Pink Panther. Should Bayley turn back into the hugger gimmick to get people invested in her? Man, I don't know what the hell Bayley needs, but she missing something. She missing something. I don't know what it is, but she missing something. Alright, y'all, give me your predictions. Like, give me all of your predictions for the matches. Who's winning Money in the Bank for the men, the women? Who's gonna win the world title? Is there gonna be a new world champ? Who's gonna be the winner between Bloodline, Team Cody? Is Sammy gonna lose the IC title? Give me your predictions. I wanna get your thoughts on the shows. I would love to get your thoughts on what's happening. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? That's what's happening. What's happening? Tiffany should be the first failed female cash-in. Wow, so you want Tiffany to not cash in successfully. Yikes. Ethan thought that SmackDown tonight was skippable, but the main event was not. I thought the main event was fantastic. And I don't think it was skippable. I thought it was a really, really good show. But yeah, I'm looking for your predictions, y'all. Let me get your thoughts on who you think is going to win, who you think is not going to win, and all that kind of jazz. And all that jazz! The Solo Wolf says Triple H needs to add 6 or 7 matches on PPL. PL League, you mean? PPL! The combination of pay-per-views and premium live events. PPLs. Because the women's belt and the tag team belts don't feel important. So Solo says they should give the briefcases to Andrade and Chelsea Green. Oh, he wants surprise wins. Why Andrade, though? I don't know about Andrade. Chelsea Green, I understand. If you want a surprise one, why not give it to Carmelo Hayes? That's a surprise one. Like, Sunset Jaden said, Carmelo Hayes and Tiffany Stratton. That's a good one. Those are 2 good picks. Breaker beats Sammy. Wow, okay. Team Bloodline, good, and Priest keeps the title. All right, cool. All heels. Really, Sunset Jaden, all heels? All heels. All heels. Well, is Breaker a heel? Breaker's a heel. Brian Breaker's a heel. So all heels win. Dylan Danger says, L.A. Knight, yeah, is your new Mr. Money in the Bank. Naomi, wow, babyface Naomi. Sami Zayn retains Team Cody. So Cody beats Solo. You're going to have Cody fight The Rock? And Seth Rollins? So all baby faces. Dylan went all baby faces. Sunset Jaden went all heels. Do we have any mixtures? Did we have a mixture here? So Joe Arredondo says, oh, thank you. Chad Gable wins Mr. Money in the Bank. Sean Swaby, baby, says Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank. Tony Lopez says Chelsea Green wins Money in the Bank. Wow, it's all over the place. It is all over the place. We got multiple predictions here for different outcomes. JJ Bulldog says LA Knight or Jey Uso, but he wants Chelsea to win Money in the Bank. Man, everyone's going with Chelsea. I'm gonna stick with my first choice and pick Tiffany Stratton. 412 Flame says 5 matches on PLE is good because there's the storyline that progressed through in professional wrestling, and that is what fans want. I agree. Angela Lockwood got Carmelo Hayes, Tiffany Stratton, Braun, Team Solo, and Seth. Okay, so Angela said Seth Rollins is going to win the title. So that's her only babyface pick. But a lot of people are going with heels tonight. Wow. I mean, to be fair, well, I had 2 babyfaces winning. I had Sami Zayn win the IC title, and then I had Jey Uso win Mr. Money in the Bank. So I have 2 babyface wins and then 3 heels. Some of y'all going like all heels, 4 heel wins, and 1 babyface. We'll see. We're definitely going to have to see how this plays out. Alright, let me get out of here. Let me let y'all go. Thank y'all so much for being here for this awesome live stream. You can catch me tomorrow for my live stream of Money in the Bank after the show. Immediately after the show right here on YouTube, so don't miss it. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Once again, I'll be back here live tomorrow for my live stream for Money in the Bank. Look for that. It is going to go up immediately after this stream is done. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Take care of yourselves. I'm out. Peace.
When you're in my